What's the Shreveport connection with Tommy? This video is on SmackDown. Results from March 19th, 2019. Birthdays: Evan Bourne on the 19th. AJ Lee, 1987. Jim Corderas, 1962. Jack Slater. Dick Slater, 1953. On the 20th, Homicide, 1977. Sting, 1959. Travis Tyler, unknown. Sick Boy, 1973. Casey James. Chris Candido, or Skip for the Body Donners, 1972. UK superstar Killer Kelly turned 27 years old. We're saddened to learn of the passing of the Nature Boy, Robert Kirby. He was 79 years old, and the news first was reported on Monday evening by historian and author Scott Chill on the Cauliflower Alley Facebook page. Kirby was suffering from a stage 4 pancreatic cancer and had recently fallen and broken his hip. He was also recently diagnosed with pneumonia. Kevin Von Erich versus Nature Boy Kirby. If you don't know who he is, you can find out right there in this link on YouTube. Our thoughts are with Roger Kirby's family and friends during this sad time. May he rest in peace. And my condolences go to their family as well. WWE is a scripted program. If you need further proof of that, you check out Ronda Rousey's shoot promo about how WWE scripted is also known. It's scripted because scripts used to leak out on a regular basis. However, those leaks stopped. While the scripts were getting leaked out and WWE did not appreciate it at all, former WWE writer Kazim Famiyad recently appeared on Wrestle Rap, where he explained that WWE thought it was the writer's fault at first. Then they were able to isolate the leak and figure out that it was coming from the production truck instead. After all, there are forums and stuff left around arenas where they read the script, and that's how the match is supposed to happen. He also took a chance to discuss how WWE feels about news breaking in general, because apparently it's rarely relevant conversation in the writers' room. WWE employees who would like to leak out specific information might be running a huge risk. This is why more false stories are being handed out to the IWC from people within the company. In a world where everything seems to be kayfabe, it is getting harder to tell what is actually real. However, at least WWE was able to figure out who was leaking scripts so it would never happen again, as long as WWE can help it. Thanks to BodySlam.net for passing all that news along. Aleister Black missed last night's WWE Raw because he and his wife Zelina were on their honeymoon. Vega also missed the SmackDown Live event in Rockford, Illinois. He noted last week how Black and Vega were headed to Amsterdam for half of their honeymoon. They were married back in November 2018. Last night's Raw saw Ricochet defeat Jinder Mahal in singles action due to Black's absence. Last night's Raw saw Hall of Famer Beth Phoenix declare that she was ready to come out of retirement to face WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Sasha Banks and Bayley at WrestleMania 35, teaming with Natalya. New video here from WWE WrestleMania 35 ad campaign with Orange Vanilla Coke. The segment features Rusev Day, Aiden English, with Rusev and Lana reuniting to discuss their favorite classic tag teams with Kayla Braxton. Fans can still visit WWE.com/perfect pairings to win a trip to WrestleMania 35 and the 2019 Hall of Fame induction ceremony from Orange Vanilla Coke, which you can find out that name. Go back to that name. WWE announced that Dana Brooke suffered an injury in her loss to Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey on last night's show. Bray Wyatt and JoJo Offerman have been off TV for quite time. Wyatt is ready for an in-ring return, and JoJo is dealing with what is said to be a private issue. It's none other than being pregnant. They seem to be very happy with their mini horses. The Eater of the World recently posted a picture of himself and his WWE ring announcer girlfriend on his property, which he dubs the Wyatt family compound. He spoke about preparing for a Battle of New York that his daughter's many horses are set for. Life seems very good for Bray Wyatt right now. There are a lot of rumors swirling around that both Wyatt and JoJo Offerman, as you can see, are dating, and they are more than dating. Hopefully they will be able to get back to work soon. In the meantime, they have horses to take care of at this link. You can see their horses. Roman Reigns is scheduled to return to WWE TV on Monday's Raw from Boston. Storyline for this week was that Reigns was not cleared by the attack by Drew McIntyre. McIntyre issued a WrestleMania 35 challenge to Reigns this week, and Reigns will likely accept the challenge on Monday. The TD Garden in Boston is advertising McIntyre versus Finn Balor versus Intercontinental Champion Bobby Lashley, plus Baron Corbin versus Braun Strowman for Monday's Raw. These will likely be dark main events if they happen. One fan pointed out to Zelina Vega that her finger tattoo looks like the moon on Aleister Black's face, and she agreed. She got that finger ink touched up, but her husband got another full tattoo on his leg. The two seemed right at home at their tattoo parlor as they had a great time with one of Aleister Black's best friends. The new week, Aleister might be a strategic place where his gear will cover it up, but you can check it out and see the image for yourself at this link. Indie wrestling is full of baby faces and heels as well. In and out of the ring, we recently reported that one indie wrestler helped save the lives of 2 people after a car accident. Now we have another tale of heroism to report. WTAG reported that indie wrestler Manic helped police catch a man at Denny's restaurant. That just adds more truth to the statement that you never know what you will see at Denny's. A man named Richard Hart was intoxicated at Denny's and was yelling out about how he had a knife. That is not a good combination and created cause for concern. Luckily, Manic was around and he helped detain the man who was resisting in a big way. And you can see it in this thing. Now Hart is facing charges of assault and terroristic-like threats and is currently in the Blair County Prison, Hollidaysburg, Pennsylvania. Manic, real name Nick McCune, that I've reported on in other videos, has quite a story to tell now, and those people in Denny's were lucky to have him around. Trending nationally, pro wrestler helps police capture suspect in Pennsylvania's Denny's. This link as well. Hashtag NextStarNation via at WTAJ News at Ryan Satin, and a picture of that as well. Impact Wrestling has signed several people to contract extensions in the last few weeks. Whether or not those contracts were already in place in another story, now it looks like another big star could be exiting the company very soon as Eli Drake. Dummy, yeah. That's his gimmick. WWE showed some interest in Eli Drake before he signed his last contract extension. Now it looks like they could have another chance to sign the namer of dummies, because PW Insider reports that his Impact Wrestling contract is coming to an end in May. Eli Drake recently refused to wrestle in an intergender match against Tessa Blanchard. He explained his reasons and they are understandable, but it didn't change the fact that the match didn't happen. We will have to see what happens next for Eli Drake, but apparently he could be leaving Impact Wrestling soon enough. Joey Ryan is known for the power of his package, as he has fans all over chanting for his YouPornplex. However, it might be no match for Priscilla Kelly's creativity, because Kelly recently vomited on Joey Ryan's little guy at a quintessential pro wrestling on Thursday night in Las Vegas. All Joey Ryan could say was "Rip Wrestling," and some might have to agree. How do you feel about this spot? Is she going too far or has the line between obliterated years ago. Rip Wrestling at Priscilla Kelly _ vomits on Joey Ryan's penis at Q Pro Wrestling in Las Vegas, and can be found at this link. PJ Black, formerly known as Justin Gabriel from WWE, became a notable wrestler around the world through his time in WWE as Justin Gabriel. We reported earlier this year that he signed with Ring of Honor, but Black has not now revealed that the promotion wasn't always where he was headed. Black revealed during an interview with Chuck Carroll of CBS that he almost signed with AEW. While not addressed in the interview, Black has also revealed he almost signed with NXT as well. He did hint at signing with the company, though it is not known at this time when Black's contract with AEW is up. After all, AEW has not officially started yet. Though he noted in an interview that the idea of signing with the newly formed company can be revisited in December. So he must have another contract with somebody else. During the same interview, Black was asked if he sees an opportunity to compete in Ring of Honor now that the stars are leaving for companies like AEW. Impact Wrestling heads to Windsor, Ontario at St. Clair College to tape several episodes of TV. Confirmed matches for these shows. Chris Jericho, not just a pro wrestler and frontman for Posse, because he is racking up a slew of acting credits too. He recently wrapped up shooting for the highly anticipated reboot from the Jay and Silent Bob franchise, and we can't wait to see what kind of part Jericho will play. While posing with Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith, who has lost a remarkable amount of weight in recent years, Y2J was all smiles. Obviously, he had a great time, but how can you not have a good time around the iconic comedy duo? Well, that's a wrap. To say it's an honor and a bucket list event to be part of the hilarious new at Jay and Silent Bob flick, hashtag Jay and Silent Bob reboot, would be the understatement of a lifetime. Thanks to at that Kevin Smith and at Jordan Monsanto for casting me in 2 amazing parts in 2 different movies in less than 7 months, and dousing me in 2 separate disgusting substances in each, and for finally assembling the Y2J and Silent Bob lineup I've been dreaming about since I rated hashtag Mall Rats at Blockbuster Video 24 years ago. Plus, at Jason Mewes was even cooler than I knew he would be. By the way, did I win? Hashtag $5 Friday. Mewes. Hashtag Can You Dig It? Hashtag Hater Tots. The upcoming Jay and Silent Bob reboot started filming last month, and Y2J is certainly a great addition to the cast. Hopefully Jericho's role in the film will create more opportunities for the fans to see more of him on the silver screen. As he is, if you're not familiar with some of the kids programming, he did a stint on one of those shows. I can't remember. Wonder Woman, Captain, I've forgotten what it is. Upcoming Jay and Silent. I already read that, and you can also go to that link to see what he was saying. Rey Mysterio applied to trademark the Prince Mysterio name on Friday, March 15th. Trademark was filed for merchandise use. This is likely the ring name for Rey's son Dominic, who returned to WWE TV for a backstage segment with his dad on last night's SmackDown. Dominic, who had been training for a pro wrestling career, revealed that he will be ringside at WrestleMania 35 for the match with Rey and United States Champion Samoa Joe. Noted back in November that Rey had filed the trademark to Principe Mysterio, name was translated to Prince Mysterio. One day before the United States Patent and Trademark Office on March 20th, 2019 deadline, WWE has filed to oppose independent wrestler Tate McHunion's Sister Abigail trademark. In June 2018, Hunnion applied to trademark Sister Abigail for use in professional wrestling after WWE abandoned its application to obtain the trademark. On March 19, 2018, WWE officially contested Hunnion's attempt at securing the Sister Abigail name, claiming that the Hunnion did not create the Sister Abigail character and has consequently attempted to usurp the intellectual property of WWE. Hunyon was an extra for WWE in 2016 and 2017, expressed a desire to portray the WWE Sister Abigail character in WWE programming. Attorneys for the WWE wrote in their notice of opposition, Hunyon never portrayed the WWE Sister Abigail character and is now attempting to usurp WWE's intellectual property by filing the Sister Abigail application. Moreover, WWE has claimed that given the fact that WWE Sister Abigail intellectual property is exactly the same as Hunyon's trademark, and that WWE Sister Abigail and Hunyon's version both reside with the same industry, the duplication would no doubt cause confusion to consumers. By applying for a mark that is identical in sight, sound, and commercial meaning to opposer Sister Abigail mark in connection with the identical services as those provided by opposer, Counsel for WWE wrote. Applicants applied for mark in Sister Abigail application is likely to cause confusion among consumers as to opposers' affiliation and or sponsorship of applicants' services. According to Hunyon, she fully expected WWE to contest her trademark and seemed unfazed by WWE's notice of opposition. It's another new beginning for us all, Hunyon told Wrestling Inc. The only difference between what is happening now versus what is happening then is I'm connecting my voice to my actions. I'm going to show everyone just how good and how real the story is. Why is it true? Because I showed up as a nobody, but remember that I was a somebody. And I'll be damned if anyone ever tries to make me forget. Hunyon went on to thank the fans that understand her perspective and have supported her in exercising her legal rights on the matter. Love has always been my number one motivating factor behind why I do what I do, and as the old saying goes, love makes us do crazy things. Let's do tell a great story in the way it was meant to be told, for better or worse. It was meant to be, and I wouldn't have it any other way, Hunyon added. I can't imagine anyone not supporting that. To close out that segment, John Cena took to Instagram today and posted a photo of a fan holding a Baron Corbin as a dumpster fire sign. And you can see the post below. It's being assumed that Cena's post is his reaction to Corbin being chosen to be Kurt Angle's WrestleMania 35 opponent. And there have been many negative reactions to Corbin being Angle's final opponent for the big farewell match next month. We've noted how Angle's wife, Giovanna, and WWE Hall of Famer Jim Ross previously tweeted that the match announcement was underwhelming. Angle, at the least publicly to fans on social media, has defended the decision and praised Corbin as a competitor. As noted earlier in the week, Angle reportedly was hoping for a more high-profile opponent for his last match. There's been speculation on WWE pulling the swerve and announcing someone else for Angle to face, but word going around is what we saw at Raw this week was that Corbin versus Angle was 100% the plan for the biggest show of the year on April 7th. Impact Hall of Famer Gail Kim openly speaks out about WWE, posting comments on Instagram. Post from Angle, taking a shot at WWE Chairman Vince McMahon. Gail wrote, "Vince is an a-hole, but you're Kurt effing Angle, and you will make this match memorable no matter what, because you're Kurt effing Angle." Gail then responded to a fan who disagreed. She wrote, "Oh God, go eat your bootios and drink the Vince McMahon Kool-Aid while watching the network." The loudest backlash online this week has come from the fans as of this writing, or this video. The YouTube video of Angle announcing Corbin as his opponent has 15,575 dislikes and 5,995 likes with 412,767 views. The number of dislikes are usually much lower for WWE YouTube videos. On a related note, the video of Kofi Kingston versus WWE Champion Daniel Bryan for last night's SmackDown Gauntlet match currently has 20,256 dislikes and 11,058 likes with 691,283 views. WWE announced today that they are moving their company headquarters to Stamford, Connecticut, to a new office complex in the same city. One of the most important elements necessary to execute WWE's long-term growth strategy is world-class talent collaborating seamlessly to create compelling content. Workplace initiative will be the foundation to meet these objectives and underpins our ability to deliver long-term value, said WWE co-president George Barrios in the official announcement. WWE is set to lease the space for an initial term of 16.5 years, beginning no earlier than July 1st of this year. They expect the move to happen early 2021. The original Titan Towers building, which was built in 1981, will be sold. Zombie Awards checked in from the game developers conference in San Francisco this week to post a follow-up on Big E's video that addressed the Kofi Kingston situation after Vince McMahon's latest swerve on WWE SmackDown. For those who missed it, you can see Big E's video at this link, as Woods thanks Vince for showing him the direction that he needs to go in now. Up, down, down creator also revealed that he is trying to launch his own video game studio. I'm sure you guys saw what happened this past Tuesday to Kofi. You guys probably watched the video that he did, and he kind of said it best. So I'm just going to echo those sentiments. We have other things that we're doing. We have other skills. Me, I love video games. I'm part of this community, and I love this community with all my heart, and this community loves me back. That's a relationship that I'm willing to be in, and considering the fact that I am attempting to create a small video game studio, that is another skill that I have. That's another way to feed myself and my family that I have, should I go past WWE. So you fully understand constantly being treated in a way that we, the New Day, has been treated, and most likely will be treated from here on out. I just wanted to say that I appreciate what you did, Vince. Thank you very much, because it's definitely shown me what direction I need to go in to take care of myself and take care of my family. Matt Hardy has been pushing the idea of doing a new gimmick in WWE. A gimmick that also didn't really go over, but I mentioned on another video. According to Wrestling Observer newsletter, part of the gimmick was actually revealed by Matt on YouTube earlier this month, as he's doing kind of like a gangster boss kind of character, as seen in this video here. A multifarious Matt Hardy gimmick would include Matt acting as multiple characters at various times. Woken Matt, Matt Hardy V1, and Big Money Matt. That's the one I'm telling you about, the new character, which is reintroduced in this video link here. The promo above, the video above was released as a way to get social media momentum behind the idea. Matt wrote with the video, "Allow me to reintroduce you to the iconic Big Money Matt, one of the many elements that make up the multifarious Matt Hardy. This epic video was shot and edited by my brilliant and beautiful wife, Rebecca Hardy. There's no word yet on if WWE plans on moving forward with the gimmick change, or what this would mean for Jeff Hardy. The Hardy Boys recently reunited and returned to WWE for SmackDown brand and won the Tag Team Championship. And they're feuding with the Usos, making it clear that they return to the Blue brand titles to their list of accomplishments, thanks to Wrestling Observer newsletter. Last night's episode of Drop the Mic on TNT was the second annual WWE Night episode. Rusev and Lana won their rap battle over Mark Cuban, while New Day lost the rap battle to SWV. Here's your links for both of them: Rusev versus Cuban, New Day versus SWV. Former WWE superstar Alfie Masaro announced on Twitter today that she will be getting back in the ring next week at the New York Wrestling Connection facilities in Deer Park, New York. No word yet if Masaro is planning a reunion tour for the Indies, but we will keep you updated. 2005 Divas Search winner last wrestled for WWE in late April 2008 before being released on July 9th of that year. She has made several indie appearances at conventions and signings since then, or as of LA, but she has barely wrestled. Masaro wrote on Twitter, "Going to be bumping around the ring starting next week at NYWC Wrestling. Super pumped and ready to see what I got left in this old boots of mine. Those guys are going to be best super safe and make me feel so comfortable. If you live in Tri-State area and want to train, this is where it's at. NXT star Keith Lee is currently sidelined with an undisclosed injury, according to F4W Online. Lee hasn't had a match with the promotion since his victory over Luke Menzies at an NXT Live event on March 8th in Largo, Florida. Prior to the injury, he had a prominent role in the Matt Riddle Cassius Ohno feud that played out on NXT TV at the beginning of the year. Outside of WWE, Lee is well known for his agility and technical offense, despite typically being one of the larger men competing in matches. He is a former PWG World Champion. Pro Wrestling Illustrated ranked Lee number 59 of the top 500 singles wrestlers in 2018. Courtesy of Xaviar Woods over Down Down channel, YouTube channel. Here's the 13th episode of Kofi Kingston's I Just Love Kicks series. Kofi gets an early exclusive look at the limited edition Walking Dead X Puma GV special release. And Kofi noted that the sneakers will be available on March 25th, just in time for the season finale of TWD. Don't forget to go to that link. Wednesday's NXT UK episode on the network will feature an in-ring segment between Walter and WWE UK champion Pete Dunne as they make their TakeOver New York title match official. Stokely Hathaway is now using the name of Court Moore in NXT. He was manager for Baba Tunde at NXT Live event in Tampa, Florida. Baba Tunde faced newcomer Nick Samarato and got the win. NXT superstar Stacey Irvin Jr. recently requested his release from the company. According to Square Circle Silence and Pro Wrestling Sheet, the former gymnast was signed by WWE in 2018 and made his in-ring debut in September of that year. He then made a TV debut at the January 30th tapings, teaming with Humberto Carrillo for a loss to the Street Profits. He often works NXT Live events in Florida. Irwin reportedly requested the release after going through a concussion scare. According to Casey, he was reportedly given some time to think about the release, but people in NXT believe that he is 100% done. It was also noted by PWS that Irwin is planning on thinking things over before making a final decision about leaving. It was just reported this past week via the Wrestling Observer newsletter that both Irvin and Eric Bugenhagen have been receiving rave reviews behind the scenes as up-and-coming WWE talents. Irwin recently changed his Twitter profile photo, and his social media account no longer mentions WWE or NXT as seen. And they were planning teasing a new project and news for him. Courtesy of This Week in WWE above. Well, did not get a link. Stephanie and Finn Balor talking about their recent trip to Abu Dhabi for the opening of 2019 Special Olympic World Games. Another set of NXT tapings have been announced for Wednesday, June the 12th and Thursday, June 13th for Full Sail University. Tickets go on sale Friday, April 19th at 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. Eastern Time. It's been a while since NXT did a back-to-back taping. As noted, April 10th and May 1st, NXT tapings for Full Sail have been sold out. Johnny Gargano took to Twitter this week and shared the bucket list tweet he made in September 2018, which revealed a checklist he made for 2 years ago. Bucket list had the following accomplishments: get on a TakeOver event, win the NXT Tag Team titles, main event at TakeOver, have the match of the year, get his own action figure, in a video game, be in a video game, win the NXT title. Gargano pointed to how he still has to win the NXT title to finish the list. Gargano will face Adam Cole for a vacant NXT title in a 2-3 falls match at TakeOver New York event during WrestleMania 35 weekend. Also seen, but Gargano and Cole took to Twitter this week to comment on their tag title match. Cole wrote, "This is it. This is the moment I have talked about since I debuted at #NXT TakeOver in Brooklyn. 2 out of 3 falls, Cole versus Gargano. It's about time I get what I deserve. And new. NXT champion. Undisputed era. Adam Cole, baby. Doing it Jericho style." Gargano wrote, Gargano versus Cole for the first time in NXT ring in a 2 out of 3 falls match in the main event of NXT, #NXT TakeOver New York for the vacant NXT championship on the biggest weekend of the year. What's meant to be will always find a way. One night, one champion, one destiny. Lucha star Garza Jr. could finally be headed to WWE soon. Garza, who was cousins with 205 Live superstar Humberto Carrillo, previously signed with WWE, but the deal was nixed after shoulder issues were discovered during his pre-signing medical test. He was recently offered a new deal, and now it looks like he has passed the medical test, according to Wrestling Observer Newsletter. No official word yet when Garza will report to the Performance Center in Orlando, but he will likely start in early April. And as he announced that his March 23rd appearance at the Crash event in Tijuana will be his final date for the promotion. Observer reports that Garza will report to the Performance Center on Tuesday, April 9th, along with Shane Strickland. Strickland has been rumored to start with WWE for months now. On a related note, also reported that former Impact star DJZ signed with WWE. PW Insider reports that DJZ expected to report to the Performance Center before May. Being a wrestling star isn't easy, but they get paid handsomely and therefore able to live a life of luxury. WWE takes athletes from town to town and country to country quite often, but the stars sure have lavish and beautiful houses to get back to. The wrestlers work really hard, so they really appreciate their free time. Many of the wrestlers live in Florida since it's warm and a beautiful place, but mainly because it's where the WWE headquarters are. Read on see, and you can go to this link to see some of the houses that the WWE stars are living in. John Cena is one of the most famous and successful wrestlers in WWE history. His house is shown. He owns a waterfront house in a secluded community in Land O'Lakes, Florida, and a swimming pool that can be found on the property. The house has a lot of space, a swimming pool, modern antique decor, and a clothing room. There's even an elevator connecting with the clothing room and the master bedroom. It's also a large walk-in closet and amazing waterfalls. CM Punk has a house located in Chicago and worth $2.15 million. The lavish house has a two-story living room, a family room that also has a playroom loft for his children, a home theater, a large bedroom, a jacuzzi, African marble, a wine cellar, 2 decks, and a 3-car garage. The estate has a total of 5 bedrooms. Punk gets paid rent from Tattoo Studio, which operates out of the first floor. The wrestler once enjoyed a 6-month unbeaten streak in the singles competition from 2006 to 2007. Rey Mysterio is a big WWE star, and his house definitely reflects that. His California house has a huge living room aquarium. His backyard contains a 2 large two large bedrooms among other amenities. Big Show's career with WWE has been long and successful. His extraordinary large size made him a very popular wrestler and made him quite a lot of money through the years. He first joined WWE in 1999, and his real name is Paul White. Besides wrestling, Big Show has also appeared in several movies and TV shows such as Burn Notice. Others can be seen on the link previously mentioned as well. Universal Champion Brock Lesnar is not currently scheduled to return to Raw until WrestleMania 35 Go Home edition on April 1st from Washington, D.C. The Capital One Arena is advertising the Shield versus Baron Corbin, Drew McIntyre, and WWE Intercontinental Champion Bobby Lashley for that event, likely as a dark main event. It'll be interesting to see if Lesnar and Rollins finally get the physical before their match at WrestleMania. Lesnar has appeared live on Raw with Rollins just one time since their match was announced, and that was on this week's show. They appeared to be in 2 segments together, but did not get physical. Lesnar did destroy Rollins on the post-Royal Rumble Raw and on January 28th, but WWE didn't confirm their match until after Raw went off the air. Tyler Breeze jokes about his WWE status on Twitter today when responding to a fan who mentioned Breeze being at the upcoming Raw in Albany, New York. Breeze often works at the WWE main event tapings and just defeated EC3 on last week's episode. His last Raw appearance came on December 17th with a loss to Dean Ambrose. As Breeze wrote, I wrestle strictly at Access. Former WWE Intercontinental Champion Santino Marella will be working as a guest trainer at the WWE Performance Center in Orlando next month. Morella made the announcement during his Pro Wrestling Talk with Anthony Corelli, his real name. Show on the Impact Wrestling Twitch channel. You can hear him talk about it around the 2-hour mark. And I did not get the link. Some websites are reporting that Santino is coaching at the Performance Center this week, but it said he would be there during the week of April 21st through 27th, not March. Recently, Talk is Jericho, All Elite Wrestling's Chris Jericho shared a live Q&A session he conducted on the first annual Chris Jericho Rockin' Wrestling Razor at Sea. Among many other things, Jericho revealed that the late, great Owen Hart as his all-time dream opponent. Moreover, Jericho discussed how Hart would have enjoyed great success in professional wrestling today. And that can be found on this link. During the podcast, Jericho said he regretted never having worked Owen Hart. The self-proclaimed George Harrison of the Attitude Era shared that having the chance to work with Hart was one of the many reasons he wanted to leave WCW for WWE. I think when I go through like my 3 heroes when I was a kid, there were Shawn Michaels, Ricky Dragon Steamboat, who was also here on this ship. I will be doing a live talk at Jericho with the Dragon. And the other one was Owen Hart. And I got to work with Shawn extensively. I got to work with Steamboat a bunch of times. I never got to work with Owen Hart. And one of the reasons why I left WCW was to go to WWE. If you have a list of 100 reasons, one of the 80 reasons, or the 90th reason, or lower level reasons was maybe I'll get a chance to work with Owen Hart. And before I got there, he passed away. So I never had the chance to work with Owen. I would have loved to have worked with him, and I would have loved to have worked with him as a motivated performer, Jericho added. So if I could work with anybody, it would be Owen Hart. Stipulation, 30 minutes, clown nose match. That was his dream match, whatever. According to Jericho, Hart would have been a huge star in professional wrestling if he had not tragically passed away in 1999. Jericho suggested that Hart was ahead of his time, and the Rocket would have found even greater success if he had more capable opponents. Owen would be so amazing in this day and age, in this era, because he was such a pioneer and such a revolutionary when it came to the style. And a modern hybrid of Japanese, European, Calgary style, American style, Jericho explained. He was a great he was a great character, but he was so effing smooth in the ring. If he had guys to work with, guys that knew how to do that with him and draw that out of him, he would have been still remembered as he was. But he would have been even better if he got a chance to work with Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko, Chris Jericho, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Kenny Omega, Cody, like that Owens wheelhouse. More news on WWE's new building, as details are coming up as WWE's 8K filing. The new office complex is 415,266 rentable square feet in 2 attached buildings located at 677 Washington Boulevard and 707 Washington Boulevard. New landlord, Stanford Washington Office LLC, will construct base building improvements, which will be completed by July 1st. After that date, WWE will construct their interior improvements. The landlord is providing an allowance of up to $40,337,716 to be applied to the cost of the improvements. There were 5 special renewal terms of 5 years each. WWE has given written notice to the landlord not later than 15 months prior to the end of the then current initial term or renewal term to extend the lease. Initial term includes a free rent period of 18 months. After that period, the rent for the rest of the initial term is $19,100,809 per year, initially payable on a monthly basis. The rent will increase to $20,927,392 per year on the 6th anniversary of the rent commencement date, and $22,753,955 per year on the 11th anniversary. After working down in Mexico a number of years, Daga is looking to break through in the American market and has joined Impact Wrestling. Daga shared his feelings on his new promotion when he joined the weekly podcast at this link. "Man, I have only good things to say about Impact Wrestling," said Daga. "Ever since I walked into the company, everyone treats me really good, and a way a pro wrestler needs to be treated. When I started in Mexico 14 years ago, we heard lots of things about trying to make a career in the United States, and Impact is a huge name. For me, it is a pleasure to be able to put my foot in that ring." Daga may have the build of a cruiserweight, but he won't limit himself to wrestling just the smaller guys. He was asked if he sees himself as a world title contender in Impact. "For sure. As a luchador, people think I'm just a high-flying act, but I can do high-flying and a lot of things," stated Daga. "I can face big guys and cruiserweights. If I have more dates with Impact, I would like an opportunity for a title. It doesn't matter if it's the X Division, heavyweight, or tag title. I'm hungry right now, and I want to do everything." Speaking of heavyweight, Daga says he has 2 wrestlers in mind that he would like to get in the ring with. "Johnny Impact and I are talking about a one-on-one, and also with Brian Cage. Cage and I, every time we see each other, we're asking, when are we going to have a one-on-one? I'm a small guy, but I'd like to face people that represent a huge challenge," said Daga. "Also, the X Division is really good, and I want to face Rich Swann one-on-one. Impact is has a complete roster where you find any style in the locker room. Daga's girlfriend, Tessa Blanchard, has her hands busy with the Knockout division, in addition to also competing in intergender matches. Daga was asked if he gets worried watching her compete against guys and also compete in street fights. "Yeah, but I also feel that she is the best in the world," revealed Daga. "I'm worried, but I know she can handle any style. This is wrestling, not a ballet. I enjoy matches that she's involved in, and I'm her #1 fan." Blanchard also competes in Women of Wrestling, where she is the current champion. Daga says she has enjoyed watching that promotion, and it's a bit different than what he's used to. "It's a really good show. It's a little different than the wrestling shows we're used to watching on TV," Daga said, before adding that he's always believed in women's revolution since day one. "Women can be appreciated like real athletes. I like the show. Daga will be representing Team Lucha Underground as they take on Team Impact Wrestling at Impact's United We Stand on April 4th. The event will stream live on Twitch. A rare reunion of the 4 Horsemen has been announced for WrestleMania. During WrestleMania 35 weekend in New York City, there will be a photo ops with 2 combinations of the Horsemen. 1987 version with Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Lex Luger, Tully Blanchard, J.J. Dillon, or the 1988 version with Flair, Anderson, Blanchard, Dillon, and Barry Windham. The 1988 version is the group that was inducted into the 2012 WWE Hall of Fame class. Tickets for the photo ops can be found at this link, going on $150 on the WrestleCon ticket website. The details on the reunion are also in the link. While Kurt Angle farewell tour seems to be going well, another member of Angle family isn't generating applause and standing ovations for his actions. Kurt's brother Eric is mired in controversy after a video of him went viral on Tuesday. Eric, who is a junior wrestling coach, can be seen on video picking up a 12-year-old boy by the neck and then throwing him into the ground at a wrestling meet. Can be found at this link. The 6-second clip was posted to Facebook after Saturday's Pennsylvania Junior Wrestling Championship in Angle's hometown of Pittsburgh. When the video starts, the kid can be walking towards Angle while taking off his headgear. Once he reaches Angle, 51-year-old then puts both hands around the kid's neck, lifts him a foot off the ground, and then throws him to the ground. Angle can be seen yelling at the kid as the clip ends. After the video went viral, Angle was arrested and faced simple assault charges. Charges were filed by the University of Pittsburgh police as the wrestling meet took place on their campus. Angle went to Facebook and said he was trying to keep the child from messing up and made things worse. I should have just walked away and let him get thrown out. He said, I'm the one who embarrassed myself even more. Eric Angle told Pittsburgh Action News 4. Pittsburgh Junior Wrestling is cooperating with investigators. Action News 4 reports. Eric Angle first surfaced in WWE in 2000 to help his brother in a feud against The Undertaker. He then signed with WWE Developmental Territory OVW before making his WWE return in 2003 to again help Kurt. He was released in 2003 and did a short tour of the Indies before retiring from in-ring competition. He runs Angle Elite Wrestling School in Pittsburgh. Steven Rodriguez and Jason Henderson contributed to the article. And now for your SmackDown results. SmackDown opened up with from the Banker's Life Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana. Tom Pellis welcomes us. He's joined in by Corey Graves and Byron Saxton. Graves announced that Becky Lynch and Charlotte will join Kevin Owens on the KO show tonight. Tom hyped Kofi Kingston big gauntlet match. We go to ring. Out comes The Miz as Greg Hamilton does the ring introductions. The Miz hits the ring as we get a video package with highlights from last week's promo by Shane McMahon. Miz talks about how he's been focused on the road to WrestleMania for years. He goes on about sacrificing for this business, and that's what the business means to him. That's what his friendship with Shane meant to him. He goes on about wanting to make his father proud. He says people warned him before he teamed up with Shane. Miz talks about how Shane decimated him in front of his dad at Fastlane. Then he put his hands on his 68-year-old dad. Miz says he will never be able to forget that. Miz says Shane is a vile human being, rotten to the core, just like his own father. Miz says Shane wasn't born best in the world. He was born worst in the world because he's a McMahon. Miz says Shane and Vince think that they can do what they want as billionaires, but then they can't. And they may own the company, but they don't own Miz. They also don't own Kofi Kingston. Fan chat for Kofi down. Miz goes on about how hard work and earning his respect. He says it's been 13 years, but he likes to think he has finally earned it. Fans pop. Fan chat, you deserve it. Now it's Miz. Says damn right. He does. Miz says Shane deserves an ass whooping at WrestleMania. Miz writes the mic, makes his exit as his music hits. We go to the ring. Out comes Women's Champion, Sasha Banks, Tag Team Women's Champion. Sasha Banks and Bayley for their first Blue Brand appearance since winning the titles. In February, we go to commercial. Sasha and Bayley versus Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. The Iconics. Back to the break. Bayley and Sasha wait in the ring for the non-title match. Iconics were out next, Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. They worked the match on the way to the ring, taunting the champions, but Banks and Bayley aren't impressed. Kay starts off with Bayley, but they taunt Bayley, and in comes Peyton. Fan chant for Bayley as she goes at it with Peyton. Peyton avoids a shot and goes to the floor. She comes back in, and Bayley drops her for a 2 count. Banks and Kay go at it now. Bayley comes in, but the music interrupts. Out comes Lacey Evans to walk the ramp like she has been doing. Iconics take advantage of the distraction. Bayley doesn't see the tag as Peyton comes in and drops her. Bayley kicks out at 2 as we go to commercial. Back for the break. Iconics keep Bayley from tagging. Banks finally gets a hot tag and unloads on Peyton with a close 2 count. More back and forth between the two now. Banks drops Kay on the floor, but Peyton comes from behind. Banks drops counters and drops her. Kay with another assist from the floor. Bayley comes over, but Kay drops her with a big boot. Peyton takes advantage of the distraction and covers Banks for a non-title win. After the match, Kay and Royce head to the stage and celebrate as their music hits. After the match, Kayla Braxton backstage with Rey Mysterio. Braxton says Rey has exciting news for his WrestleMania 35 plans. Rey introduces his son Dominic, who is all grown up now. Rey reveals he will face U.S. Champion Samoa Joe at WrestleMania. Rey's son says Joe is just a bully, and he will be sitting front row at WrestleMania to watch his dad take care of the bully and bring home another title. We're going to ring. Out comes Kevin Owens for the KO show. Back to commercial. Back for the break. Announcers go over WrestleMania 35 card. We go to the ring. Kevin Owens is out for the Kevin Owens show. He welcomes us to the new and improved KO show with fancy graphics and a table. Owens starts by giving props to Kofi Kingston ahead of tonight's gauntlet match. Owens says he will be watching Kofi versus WWE Champion Daniel Bryan very closely. He moves on to the tonight's guest and says their WrestleMania 35 match came from the hottest rivalry in WWE today. Owens introduces Becky Lynch first, and out she comes to a pop. Becky poses on the ropes as the fans chant her name. Owens says the fans like Becky. He introduces Charlotte Flair. Out she comes. Flair poses in the ring. Becky looks on from her seat. Fans break out in a chant for Becky. Owens welcomes them and thanks them for joining him. Owens talks about how friendship can sometimes go wrong. Owens talks about their feud and Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey, and says no one wants to see them talk anymore. Owens says this is the KO show and here they can fight. Owens asks if they're up for a fight. They stand up from the table and stare each other down. Flair said that she would beat the holy hell out of Becky. Owens goes to the apron before Becky answers. Becky responds with a shot to Flair. Flair comes across the desk and dicks Becky back as the brawl kicks off. They go from the ring to the floor. Referees try to break them up. Fan chant, let them fight. Security is out now, trying to keep them apart. They start talking about taking out security guards, and then they go back fighting with each other. Fan chant for Becky. They break free again, and the brawl continues again at ringside. Kenny breaks backstage with AJ Styles. She asks if he has what it takes to beat Randy Orton at WrestleMania 35. AJ puts Orton over and says he is great, which is why he's been a multi-time champion in WWE. AJ goes on and says that at WrestleMania 35, Orton will be standing across from someone who doesn't have all the advantages Orton has. AJ says he's not coming to WrestleMania to build. He's coming to tear the house down because he is the phenomenal one. AJ walks off, comes back to wish Kofi Kingston good luck in the main event. We go to the ring. Out comes WWE Champion Daniel Bryan with a Rowan. Back to commercial. Back for the break. Bryan says Kofi Kingston being in tonight's gauntlet is an injustice because he doesn't deserve the opportunity. He goes on about Kofi being picked and how he has recently lost. Bryan says Kofi has earned nothing because Kofi, unlike Bryan, is nothing more than a B-plus player. Bryan said that's okay for the fans because B-plus is enough for them. Bryan says B-plus is not good enough, and no matter how much they chant for Kofi, fans start chanting for Kofi. Bryan says no matter how much they chant for Kofi, it won't change the fact that he lost in the gauntlet match and the Elimination Chamber. And at Fastlane, music interrupts. Out comes the New Days, Kofi, Big E, and Xaviar. Kofi rushes the ring as Bryan and Rowan exit. It's time for the main event. Gauntlet match. Kofi versus Cesaro versus Sheamus versus Randy Orton versus Rowan, and finally versus Samoa Joe. Kofi Kingston hits the ring to pose as the fan chant his name. Rowan and Bryan look on from ringside. The music hits out. First to face Kofi is the Bar. Cesaro and Sheamus. We go to commercial. Back to the break. Kofi is going up against Sheamus first. He takes it to the corner and backs off as Cesaro looks on from the outside. Kofi and Sheamus tangle for a few minutes as we see Big E and Xavier watching from backstage. And not to say that they have been banned from ringside. Fan chant, you look stupid at Sheamus as he takes control of Kofi. Kofi fights up from the mat and takes Sheamus' knee out. Fan chant for Kofi as he goes back and forth with Sheamus in the middle of the ring. Kofi with another takedown for a 2 count. Sheamus puts Kofi into the corner, but Kofi arm drags him across the ring. Kofi grounds Sheamus again for a 2 count. Sheamus charges, but Kofi jumps him over the top to the floor. Kofi runs the ropes and leaps out, taking Sheamus back down on the floor. Fan chant for Kofi. They come back to the ring, but Sheamus drops Kofi with a knee to the face. Sheamus unloads with 4 arms to the chest on the apron. Cesaro laughs in Kofi's face as the referee warns him. Kofi counters the move and drops Sheamus with a kick. More back and forth. Sheamus distracts the referee, allowing Cesaro to nail a cheap shot to the face. Sheamus with a 2 count as he keeps Kofi down. Kofi fights back in the ring now, but Sheamus shuts him down and clubs him to the mat. Sheamus stands tall and yells out to the crowd as we go back to commercial. Back for the break. They're going out in the middle of the ring. Kofi gets the upper hand and unloads. Kofi with a boom drop. Kofi with more offense and a big crossbody for a 2 count. Sheamus ends up hitting the Irish Curse backbreaker for a 2 count. And then applies a clover leaf submission. More close finish attempts and offense between the two. And we see SmackDown Tag Team Champions Usos backstage watching with Woods and Big E now. Drawing a crowd. Sheamus ready for a bro kick while Kofi is down. Kofi blocks it and rolls him up for a close 2 count. Kofi nails Charlotte of Paradise for the pin. Sheamus has been eliminated. Number 1 gauntlet. We see Hardy Boys and others backstage watching now. Cesaro hits the ring and delivers a big uppercut to the back of the neck. Cesaro with a 2 count. Cesaro drops Kofi again for another pin attempt. Cesaro with strikes in the corner. Cesaro with a big gut wrench and another 2 count. Cesaro keeps Kofi grounded. Cesaro with more offense and another big slam for a 2 count. We go to commercial. Back to the ring. Cesaro continues to control Kofi as the viewing party in the back continues. Kofi fights out, but Cesaro drops him and does the Cesaro swing. Cesaro applies a cloverleaf submission in the middle of the ring, and Kofi ends up avoiding the neutralizer and hitting the SOS for the pinfall, and Cesaro has been eliminated. Music hit as out comes Rowan next as Kofi recovers in the ring. We see the rest of the locker room cheering Kofi on from the back. Rowan enters the ring as the referee checks on Kofi in the corner. Rowan goes right to work on Kofi with a big power move. Rowan with a big running splash in the corner. Rowan sends Kofi out to the floor and levels him with a clothesline. Rowan keeps control on the outside and launches Kofi into the barrier. Rowan grabs a steel chair and smacks Kofi over the back with it. Referee calls for the belt as Rowan's been disqualified and eliminated. Rowan grabs Kofi and ragdolls him at ringside. Rowan rams Kofi back into the steel ring post. Rowan then tosses Kofi over the timekeeper's area. Rowan starts taking part in the announce table. Big E is frustrated backstage. Rowan grabs Kofi and puts him through the announce table with the iron claw. Rowan walks away as Kofi rolls around in pain. WWE United States Champion Samoa Joe is out next. We go to commercial as Joe marches to the ring. Back from the break, Joe is beating Kofi around the ring, and the others watch backstage. Joe beats Kofi down near the corner as fans boo. Joe holds Kofi and makes him look up at the WrestleMania 35 sign, talking trash to him. Kofi tries to fight back, but Joe decks him. Joe delivers a splash and a big kick in the corner, but Kofi shut Kofi down again. Joe covers for a 2 count. Joe match for 33 minutes and counting. Joe keeps Kofi grounded in the middle of the ring again. Kofi gets up and starts swinging wildly. Kofi charges, but Joe levels him with a huge clothesline for a 2 count. Fans start rallying for Kofi. Joe catches Kofi in a coquina clutch attempt, but Kofi nails a jawbreaker. Kofi charges in the corner, but Joe catches him with a huge urinagi for another pin attempt. More back and forth between the two as Kofi looks to mount momentum. Kofi misses a shot in the corner, and Joe chops him in the back. Joe goes for the muscle buster, but Kofi slides down and rolls Joe up for the pinfall. Joe has been eliminated. We see the others in the back celebrating as fans cheer for Kofi. Joe comes from behind and applies a coquina clutch to Kofi. Kofi starts fading in the hole and then goes to sleep. Officials are out to back Joe off. Fans start booing for Joe as he makes his exit. We're seeing other superstars in the back cheering for Kofi to recover. Music hits, out comes the final competitor, Randy Orton. We go to commercial as Kofi starts to wake up. Back from the break, Orton is in control of Kofi. On the outside of the ring, Orton talks trash to fans of Kofi while working him over. Kofi counters and attempt sends Orton to the steel ring steps instead. Fans are popping for Kofi. They bring him back in the ring and Orton beats Kofi down in the corner. Orton starts stomping on Kofi now. Orton covers for a 2 count. Orton shuts Kofi down again and keeps him grounded in the middle of the ring. Kofi fights up and out, but Orton stops a drop kick attempt. Orton goes back to work on Kofi, but he's down. Kofi gets up again and blocks the RKO, then delivers front trouble in paradise. Kofi slowly crawls for the pin, but Orton avoids it by rolling out of the ring. We go to commercial. Back for the break, Kofi drags Orton off from the top, and then Kofi sends Orton to the mat and goes for crossbody, but Orton catches him and covers for a 2 count. Orton with a second rope Jerry DDT, signature move. Orton plays to the crowd and hits the mat to stop Kofi. Kofi blocks another RKO attempt and rolls Orton out out of nowhere for the pin to win the WrestleMania 35 title shot. Supposedly, after Bell New Day hits the ring to celebrate with Kofi. As the music hits, Orton sits up in the corner and he can't believe it. Big E and Woods raise Kofi on the shoulders as they point to WrestleMania 35 sign. Vince McMahon comes out to the stage with a mic. Vince wants to say what everyone around the world is thinking. Congratulations, Kofi. Vince says what Kofi has accomplished is nothing short of miraculous. And he's going to WrestleMania. Kofi is going to WrestleMania as long as he can defeat this one last superstar. Vince orders Woods and Big E to the back again. And Kofi will forfeit his opportunity from the bottom of his heart. Vince wishes good luck to Kofi. Music hits and out comes Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan versus Kofi in your actual main event. Bell rings. Daniel attacks Kofi as he's getting up for the corner. Bryan unloads with kicks in the corner. Kofi fights back out of the corner, but Bryan drops him. Bryan takes Kofi to the top and turns him upside down in a tree of woe. Bryan with more kicks while Kofi is upside down. Bryan climbs up for the belly of the back suplex. Kofi kicks out at 2. Bryan goes into the Lavelle lock next, paying a check for Kofi as he tries to get to the bottom rope. Kofi makes it and the hold is broken. Bryan with kicks while Kofi is on his knees. Kofi ducks the roundhouse kick and nails the SOS for a close 2 count. Bryan goes on. It hits corner drop kicks. Kofi turns the third into a roll up for a 2 count. Kofi goes up top but lands hard as Bryan moved. Bryan with shot to the face while Kofi is down. Bryan delivered running knees. As Kofi slowly gets up, Bryan covers for the pin to win. Kofi is not going to WrestleMania after all. After Bell, Big E, and Woods hit the ring to check on Kofi as Bryan makes his exit. Bryan raises the WWE title belt on the ramp, and SmackDown goes off the air. 205 Live results. General Manager Drake Maverick recaps last few weeks of 205 Live, which include the results of the championship tournament. He's set to determine a new cruiserweight title challenger for Buddy Murphy at WrestleMania. Final 2 competitors, Cedric Alexander and Tony Nese, will be in the main event. Live intro song. Vic Joseph, Nigel McGuinness, and Aiden English. Welcome back to another exciting hour of 205 Live. Taking another look at the championship brackets. Mike Kanellis, along with wife Maria, is out for her first bout of the evening. Last week, Drake Maverick hinted to Kanellis that he doesn't have too many chances left to remain in the division if he loses again. Maria gets on the microphone and calls her husband to the greatest wrestler in the world. She then calls the crowd lazy and disrespectful for giving zero reaction to Kanellis. She promises that her husband will prove Maverick and everyone in attendance wrong. Akira Tozawa comes out. Mike Kanellis versus Akira Tozawa. Tie up, waist lock, takedown from Tozawa. Kanellis gets to the ropes, yells at the refs to get Tozawa off of him. Second tie up, back and forth, struggle. Kanellis pushes Tozawa in the corner and the ref has to break the 2 up again. Kanellis surprises Tozawa with a kick to the gut before they grapple again. Quick sequence of covers from both men. Tozawa takes advantage with a PK, punt kick, followed by a jumping senton. Clothesline sends Kanellis to the outside. Tozawa goes for the swirls outside, but Kanellis cuts him off with a super kick. Cover, but Tozawa kicks out with ease. Kanellis wears Tozawa down with stomps to the corner, but a vertical suplex right in the center of the ring. Tozawa lands a few elbows, but Kanellis slows him down with a reverse elbow of his own. Rear chin lock from Kanellis. Tozawa breaks a hold. Kanellis makes him pay with a clubbing forearm to the back of the head. Tozawa chains together a Frankensteiner and a Shining Wizard. He climbs, misses a drop kick from Tozawa. Pin attempt. Kanellis kicks out at 2. Tozawa catches Kanellis with an octopus stretch submission right in the middle of the ring. Kanellis then overpowers Tozawa and slams him to the mat. Both are down. Kanellis and Tozawa trade strikes in the center of the ring. Tozawa drops Kanellis with a fake out haymaker. Kanellis fires right back with a pop-up spine buster. Tozawa gets a shoulder up on the pinfall. Kanellis climbs the middle rope. Tozawa meets him with a thrusting pump kick. Tozawa climbs and goes for the superplex. Instead, Kanellis picks up Tozawa in a fireman's carry and drops Tozawa with a metallic driver. Kanellis with a cover. Tozawa kicks out. Kanellis frustrated. He walks over to Maria, who tells him to finish Tozawa. Kanellis goes for his finisher, but Tozawa evades landing a Trouble in Paradise. He goes to climb for the senton, but Maria distracts him. Tozawa goes to the other side. Senton, but Kanellis gets the knees up. Crossroads, Kanellis gets the win and advances in the tournament. Commentary gives Kanellis credit for finally securing a big victory. Backstage, Cedric Alexander is interviewed. He says he feels confident because last year, at this very same time, he was also in the tournament finals, and that led him to becoming champion. Buddy Murphy and Tony Nese roll up. Nese says that he's a different man and more competitive than he's ever been. Murphy berates Alexander, saying that he was once a champion, but he couldn't stay champion. Alexander plays Murphy and Nese against each other. Alexander claims that Murphy doesn't believe Nese can win, and that frightens him. Alexander leaves, and Nese and Murphy remain friendly for now. Commercial for NXT. Commentary tells us that next week will be a 6-man tag bout between the Lucha House Party and Drew Gulak, Jack Gallagher, and Humberto Carrillo. Main event time, Tony Nese is out first, followed by Cedric Alexander. Who else? Cedric Alexander versus Tony Nese, Championship Tournament Finals. Tie up, Alexander takes early advantage with a waist lock. Hammerlock by Nese. He brings Alexander to the mat by applying pressure to the wrist. Alexander pops up and reverses the pressure. Nese drops to his back and kicks up to break the hold. He follows up with an arm drag and maintains pressure on the arm. Alexander escapes but walks right into another arm drag. Nice rolls Alexander up in the corner. Alexander breaks free and rolls Nice up in the crucifix. Pin, but Nice escapes. Stare down. On the second exchange, Nice with a single leg takedown and goes right to work back to the arm he was targeting earlier. Alexander forces him into the corner and the referee gets in between them. Irish whip from Alexander. Nice answers with an elbow. Head scissor attempt from Alexander. Nice blocks it. Drop kick from Nice back to the arm. Alexander hits the signature head scissor and drop kick combo. Nice kicks out at one during the pin. Big chop sends Nice to the mat. Another from Alexander. Headlock applied. Alexander bounces off the ropes, but Nice trips him up. He goes for a springboard moonsault, but Alexander dodges it. Basement drop kick right to the back of Nice's head. Crowd solely behind Alexander now. Nice takes control of the match with a three hit combo, but charges Alexander in the corner and gets hit with a drop kick to the knee. Alexander goes for a punt from the apron, but Nice has it scouted. Ties Alexander up in the ropes, kicks out his leg, dropping Alexander right on the back of his neck. Alexander avoids the 10 count, but walks right into the big chop from Nice. Nice lays Alexander with kicks to the chest, followed by a running forearm. He wears Alexander down with a head crank. Alexander gets to his feet to break the hold. He misses a spinning elbow. Nice takes advantage with a Northern Light suplex with a cover. Alexander kicks out. Nice goes right back to work on the neck. Leg drop, headlock. Nice has the hold applied for a good amount of time. Alexander slipped out and hits a pair of drop kicks. One to the chest, one to the head. Both are down. Crowd begins the Let's Go Cedric chant. It motivates Alexander. He lands the reverse elbow and neutralizer in succession, or neuralizer in succession. Alexander follows up with his signature step through flatliner. He goes for the pin, but Nice gets the shoulder up. Lumbar check attempt. Nice counters and goes for a pump handle slam. Alexander blocks for the attempt, but eventually Nice hits a sit out version of it. Both men end up on the apron. Nice with a head kick that drapes Alexander through the middle rope. Nice nails him with a springboard moonsault. Alexander just kicks out of the pin attempt. Alexander calls to the corner. Nice goes for the running knee, but Alexander baited him in. Mr. Nuger driver. Nice escaped the pin. Alexander goes to the apron, goes for the springboard maneuver, but Nice surprises him with an open palm strike. They both climb to the top for a superplex attempt. They both fall down and hit the apron hard. Reverse. Referee begins his count. They both beat it at the last second. Both men taunting and screaming at each other. Brawl begins. Each man destroying each other with stiff shots. They both score a super kick, but their legs get caught. Spin kick from Nice. Alexander follows up with a strike that drops Nice. Super kick. Nice gets the shoulder up. Alexander puts Nice in the corner. Big knife edge shot. He puts Nice on the top for another superplex. Nice falls to the apron and knocks Alexander off. Nice back in the ring. Suicide dive. He throws Alexander back in. Climbs up. 450. Alexander gets the shoulder up. Nice starts stomping Nice down in the corner. He goes for the running knee. Alexander with a Spanish flag. Lumbar check. Nice kicked out. Crowd is on their feet now. Alexander can't believe it. Nice rolls Alexander up. Kick out. Nice catches Alexander with a knee. Alexander falls into a corner. Running knee. Nice gets a win. Tony Nice wins by pinfall and will face Buddy Murphy at WrestleMania for the Cruiserweight Championship. Crowd chants this was awesome. Alexander gets to his feet and shakes Nice's hand in respect. Nice accepts it. Highlights of the bout shown. The chants music hits. He walks to the ring carrying the belt. Murphy congratulates his friend Nice and holds his arm up with Nice back turned. Murphy hits a running thrust knee. He stands over Nice and holds the title up. That's the show. Dark main event. After this week's TV tapings in Indianapolis, Indiana, saw Becky Lynch defeat Charlotte Flair by submission. That concludes my video for this week for SmackDown and 205 Live. Thanks again. Peace out. See you.